Hello everyone. Here is an amazing true story of resilience, expertise, and determination of an experienced pilot attempting to land a plane without both engines. It takes us on a journey filled with valuable insights on how to deal with unexpected events in life and how to build a strong emergency fund for survival and a safe landing. Here's your cash pilot, welcoming you aboard Air Transat to our one and only great destination, financial freedom. So sit back and relax, and let's take off. While comfortably seated, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and have a great journey. It was a warm summer day, August 24th, 2001. Air Transat Flight 236 on a long-haul journey from Montreal, Canada to Lisbon, Portugal, cruised high above the Atlantic Ocean. On board were 293 passengers, each with their own story, their own dreams, unaware that their lives were about to change forever. At the helm was Captain Robert Pichet, a seasoned pilot with over 20,000 flight hours. For him, this was just another routine flight, but soon the routine would spiral into an unimaginable crisis. At 6:26 a.m., cruising at 33,000 feet, the unthinkable happened. First, one engine failed due to a fuel leak. Moments later, the second engine failed too. The constant hum of the engines stopped. Just silence. Passengers exchanged uneasy glances, their confusion mirrored in the dim cabin. Flight attendants moved purposefully through the aisles, their calm exteriors betraying only a hint of suspicion about the unfolding crisis. With engines silenced, the aircraft began its slow, powerless descent. Cabin lights flickered sporadically, and the scene felt like watching a mighty bird falter mid-flight, its wings helplessly clipped. You may ask, what does this terrifying scenario have to do with an emergency fund? Everything. Let me explain. You see, we are all pilots of our own financial lives. Our mission is to navigate through life's turbulence and keep our finances at a high altitude of security. But what happens if we lose our cash engines, our income sources? Maybe you lose your job, or your business faces a downturn. Suddenly, you're like that plane, gliding without power, losing altitude. In such moments, an emergency fund is your only chance to land safely. So what is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is a financial safety net. It's there to help you survive life's storms until you regain stability. There are two types of emergency funds. Short fixing time. Emergency fund, SFTEF, covers smaller immediate expenses like car repairs, minor medical issues, or a burst pipe. Long fixing time emergency fund, LFTEF, covers bigger crises like job loss, business failure, or major health problems. These require more money and take longer to recover from. Back on Flight 236, the plane had become a glider, descending slowly but surely. Hundreds of miles from the nearest land, Captain Pichet and his crew had to act fast. Their only hope? An airport on the small island of Terceira in the Azores, the only potential safe landing spot within range, but the odds were against them. The crew fought against unpredictable winds and calculated every maneuver with precision. The runway was small, the margin for error non-existent. Every second counted. Every action mattered to avoid a crash. And that is exactly the role of an emergency fund, to help us avoid financial crashes. Let me break down 6 key reasons why having an emergency fund is essential. First, an emergency fund protects your savings. It acts as a shield for your long-term savings. Imagine diligently saving for a home, retirement, or education, only to have a sudden medical bill or car repair wipe it out. Without an emergency fund, these setbacks force you to dip into your carefully planned investments, setting your financial goals back by months or even years. With an emergency fund in place, your savings remain untouched, allowing you to stay on track. Second, an emergency fund supports you during job loss. Losing your job is stressful, but it doesn't have to lead to panic. An emergency fund gives you breathing room, covering your essential expenses while you focus on finding a new job that matches your skills and aspirations. This financial cushion buys you time, so you don't have to settle for a role that pays less or doesn't align with your goals. Instead, you can approach the job market with confidence. Third, an emergency fund prevents high-interest debt. In the absence of an emergency fund, many people turn to credit cards or personal loans to cover unexpected expenses. While these options may provide temporary relief, they often come with high interest rates that quickly escalate into a mountain of debt. An emergency fund eliminates the need for this costly borrowing, sparing you the stress of paying off debt for months or even years after the emergency has passed. Fourth, an emergency fund preserves your assets. Desperation during a financial crisis often leads people to sell their assets, like cars, jewelry, or even property, at prices far below their actual value. Without an emergency fund, you may be forced to part with possessions you've worked hard to acquire just to make ends meet. An emergency fund prevents this loss, allowing you to weather tough times without sacrificing your hard-earned wealth. Fifth, an emergency fund maintains your lifestyle. Emergencies don't have to mean sacrificing your daily essentials or drastically altering your lifestyle. A well-stocked emergency fund ensures that you can continue covering rent, groceries, utilities, and other necessities without cutting corners. This stability is crucial for maintaining a sense of normalcy and avoiding unnecessary disruptions in your life, even during financial storms. Sixth, an emergency fund reduces your stress. Imagine facing a sudden expense with no backup plan. The anxiety, sleepless nights, and constant worry can take a toll on your mental and physical health. A robust emergency fund provides peace of mind, allowing you to focus on solving the problem rather than panicking. You'll navigate tough times with clarity and confidence, knowing you have the resources to stay afloat. It's not just about money, it's about preserving your well-being. But for the passengers of Flight 236, stress was an understatement. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Passengers clutched each other, realizing the gravity of the situation. With every passing second, the plane got closer to the ground. Meanwhile, in the cockpit, the fate of 293 passengers and 13 crew members relied on God's help and the determination of Captain Piche and his co-pilot Dick de Jager. Captain Piche's calm leadership kept hope alive. With his years of experience, he knew what to do. He understood that altitude and speed were key. He had to keep the plane at a high altitude and maintain its speed above the point of stall. He managed to prevent rapid altitude loss. In the same manner, building an emergency fund is about gaining altitude financially, ensuring you have enough resources to deal with the unpredictable. So, how much do we actually need in an emergency fund? Here's a step-by-step guide. The first step is to save $1,500 as quickly as possible. If your income is under $25,000 per year, prioritize saving this amount immediately. It's not sufficient for all emergencies, but it provides a safety net for short fixing time emergencies (SFTE). The second step is to save 3 months' worth of expenses for long fixing time emergencies (LFTE). If you save 30% of your income monthly, you'll reach this goal in 10 months. And if you save 20% monthly, it will take you 15 months to reach this goal. For example, if you earn $2,000 a month and save 20%, which is $400 monthly, you'll have $6,000 as an emergency fund in 15 months, covering 3 months of expenses. And if you save 30%, which is $600 monthly, you'll have $6,000 as an emergency fund in just 10 months. Finally, aim to save 6 months' worth of expenses for a more robust safety net. If you save 30% of your income monthly, you'll reach this goal in 1 year and 8 months. And if you save 20% monthly, it will take you 2.5 years to reach this goal. For example, if you earn $2,000 a month and save 20%, which is $400 monthly, you'll have $12,000 as an emergency fund in 2.5 years, covering 6 months of expenses. And if you save 30%, which is $600 monthly, you'll have $12,000 as an emergency fund in just 1 year and 8 months. And yet we will deal with debt and investment in another video. You see, it depends on how quickly you want to build that emergency fund and the sacrifice and determination you're willing to put in. And this word, determination, is what made all the difference in Captain Piche's attitude. He knew the landing had to be perfect. Every muscle was tensed, every calculation flawless, as the crew carried out the descent. The runway approached with alarming speed. Passengers held their breath in tense silence. Prayers grew louder, more desperate. Babies began to cry as their mothers struggled to soothe them. The flight attendants urged everyone to take a deep breath. And then, in those few seconds, they would face either their final moments or their greatest salvation. Before going on, if you like this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and smash the notification bell. And essentially, take a deep breath for landing. And if you wonder how to practically save your emergency fund, here's how you can do it. First, keep a certain amount of the emergency fund in cash. Think of hurricanes that cause power outages or network failures. If all your money is in the bank, it may be difficult to access quickly during an emergency. So keep a certain amount in cash, in a secure place, or in a safe deposit box. If you don't have one, check out my affiliate link below to purchase one. It helps a lot. Think of the Los Angeles fires amid a power outage, where hundreds of families lost their homes and cars. In those cases, having cash on hand could be a huge benefit. Second, keep the emergency fund account separate. Don't mix it with your savings account, or you'll be tempted to spend it. Third, use different banking institutions. Keep the emergency fund in different banks independent of each other. So, in case one bank fails, you can still access your money. Think of the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank in 2023. Life happens. Fourth, avoid risky investments for your emergency fund. Your emergency fund is not investment money. It's there as your safety net. Put it in an account where you can access it quickly during emergencies. Even if the interest rate is low, prioritize accessibility and security over returns. Fifth, automate your emergency fund. Set up automatic transfers from your main account to your emergency fund account monthly or whenever you get paid. By following this principle, you'll gradually and steadily build a strong emergency fund, ensuring you can manage emergencies stress-free and land peacefully. And speaking of landing, for our passengers, it was far from peaceful. The wheels of the giant Airbus A330 touched down at 200 knots. 8 tires exploded and the plane bounced, but the landing gear held. The brakes screamed as the plane raced down the runway, and then everything went still. The plane slowly stopped at last. The impossible had been achieved. The cabin filled with cheers and applause as passengers cried out in joy. Some broke into laughter, while others wept uncontrollably, releasing the tension and fear they had held inside. Against all odds, everyone survived. Captain Piché set an aviation record, gliding the powerless plane for over 19 minutes. All 293 passengers and 13 crew members walked away unscathed, a testament to preparation, skill, and determination. Like Captain Piché's miraculous landing, building an emergency fund is about preparation and determination. By saving strategically, you can weather any financial storm and avoid a crash. Start your emergency fund today. Secure your financial future and make your landings as smooth as possible. If you want to dive deeper, check out my affiliate link to the Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey in the description below. It's a great resource to master your finances and become a great pilot of your money. As we approach the terminal, I thank you for joining me on this flight. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep soaring toward financial empowerment. And as always, keep your altitude high, your speed steady, and your eyes on the horizon. Together, we'll reach new heights. Until next time, this is your Cash Pilot signing off. Safe travels on your financial journey. See you very soon on the next flight.